Happy Thursday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 443. It is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. It's a long time. I have some show and tell. We had the Traditions of Christmas craft class by Stampin' Up! And it was pretty cool. And I have stuff to share. And then we have a paper pumpkin. And now Benji thinks he can have attention. Nope, I don't think so. All right, I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. Hi, Benji. Hold on. Okay. Here we go with the turn, and I'm going to hold on to it so that it doesn't slide as I untwist. There we go. Oh, boy, that was kind of tight, but it worked out really nice. Okay. Tightening it up a little bit. And we're going to squish in. Move that a little bit closer to me. All right. So I think is that good? I think that's good. Put some light on the subject. All right. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page. It's Stampin' for Joy. And my YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My ordering store, my online store, is open 24/7. It is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. penguinz33@outlook.com is my email address that you can request a catalog. And Stampin', hi Tina, welcome. And Stampin' for Joy is my Facebook page. So what happens is I am recording this Facebook Live on my Joy Borwedge Facebook page. And then I take pictures of tonight's project and I put it on top. What do you mean on top? On Instagram. And then my YouTube page and my Stampin' for Joy Facebook page get today's video downloaded as well. So that's how it works. Happy Friday Eve. Oh, I like that. That's cool. All right. So let's talk about some stuff, and then we'll do a show and tell, and then we'll get on with the project. So my friends and I are putting on a virtual event, and her name is Heidi. She'll do 4 cards. I will do 4 cards. And you need to register pretty quick because there is a deadline, and that is Saturday, November 15th. We will have a Zoom meeting, and you will be invited to come and bring the projects that we mail to you, and then we'll play 4 videos for you. And then we will put those projects together at each video. And you will go away with 8 handmade cards. So like I said, registration is going to be closing pretty soon because we have to get everything cut up and in the mail sent out. So we can send out in the United States. So here is a flyby of one of the cards that you'll be making, and that is featuring the stamp set, or I should say the bundle, the Lights of Aurora. And that's a sweet collection. We'll be focusing on the dies, and hopefully you'll have stamp sets that will fit for the greeting. So if you already have Lights of Aurora bundle, then that's actually a great thing, because then you can use the greetings that I will have, or you can use what you have. All right, and then incoming, this is going to be for our in-person event. Now, get your registration ASAP, because we need to know how many numbers we need to cut for, and this is actually November 1st. So this is not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday. So it's a little bit over a week away. So chop, chop, get that registration. So here is an incoming flyby for the one that we'll be doing at the in-person one. Now that is a fun fold card that you will be putting together. All right, so now we got that. Let's talk about some stuff. All right. So this is the annual catalog that we have right now, and the holiday mini catalog that we have that is a supplement. So this is kind of like the beginnings and the basics, and then we have the supplements that come twice a year in the catalog form, and then we have online exclusives. Now this one is the September release. Now I can show you, now this is a printout that the demonstrators have, and I could show you what's inside this one. However, the one for November, which is coming out, I can't show you. If you are a demonstrator, you can pre-order the product from this pre-order. However, you could certainly put that in your kit if you sign up to be a demonstrator. Now, you do not have to do what I do. You don't have to do a doggone thing if you don't want to. So what happens is there's two kits. Now, if you were to go into my online store and pick $189 worth of product, you would pay shipping on that. Okay? Now, if you sign up to be a demonstrator, you can purchase $99. You could pay $99, but you get to pick out $189 worth of product. No shipping. Okay? This ends Halloween. So this is the best deal that Stampin' Up! Has ever had since I have been a demonstrator, which I've been stamping since 1997 through Stampin' Up! And this is I even paid like $250, I think. $250 for my kit, and I didn't get to pick anything out except for like, what family color did you want to play with? And I have ink pads. And I only got like a few, you know what I mean? And then I got some cardstock. I got a mixed packet, I think it was. I don't remember. It wasn't a pack of everything. But this is like the best deal. $35, okay? Pay $35 and you get to pick out $125 worth of stuff. Tina, you signed up? Wow, that is awesome. Congratulations. Yay, you. Now you're going to get a discount. That's awesome. Did you sign up under Dawn? Then you would be... Now, why is Jim calling me? Hold on for just a second. Will you do me a favor and text Jim to see why he's calling? I'm doing a Facebook Live, so I'm not answering his phone. Our friend Jim, he likes to go to Costco. Him and his wife go to Costco, and then he smokes a lot of meat. And so then he brings over pork, shredded pork, brisket, pork loins. So he was just calling. Congratulations, Tina. You are now, well, you're under me now. So you would be considered my second level. So yay, welcome. Welcome to my team. Okay, so tonight was the first craft class that Stampin' Up! Had. And I have the projects that we did at this event. So what you did is you purchase the Traditions of Christmas craft class, okay? And then either A, you already have the suite, or you purchase the suite and have it come directly in time for that class. Well, I was running out of some things, so I kind of, stepped it up a little bit, kind of changed things up around a little bit. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. But Stampin' Up! Kind of let it, the two demonstrators that work at the office, one I think designed the suite collection, and the other one designed the cards and the home decor. So we did 3 cards and 1 home decor piece. And I'm like, home decor, blah, blah, blah. Not something I'm really into. However, it turned out so flippin' cute, I just might have to do it again. So we'll talk about that. But anyways, they kind of said that they're going to be doing another one in November. They don't have any of the deets yet, so look on the Stampin' Up! Site. You can look on my site. My Facebook Lives, I'll be letting you know what class it is. And you know what? I think it was really worth it wasn't just something that, any new person would get. This is more a little bit of for somebody who hopefully has crafted before and maybe had an idea of kind of how things worked. So I'm going to show you those. And talking about just for a moment, in the holiday mini catalog, there is a stamp set called Love and Courage. And for every stamp set sold, Stampin' Up's going to donate $3 to breast cancer awareness organizations. So if you like sunflowers, I think this would be a very cool card. It says support, strength, heart, faith, resolve, fight, hope, courage, survivor, believe. Now, that doesn't say anything about breast cancer in there, so this could be used for any type of cancer that somebody has gone through, just got diagnosed. I mean, thank you cards. When I was going through that, I loved having thank you cards to give to people that took me to the doctor's appointments when I couldn't drive or wasn't allowed to drive after. And my husband couldn't help me out, so because I think he was working at the time. I don't remember. But anyways, that's a really good stamp set to have in your collection. Then check out the Last Chance products. That list got updated in the beginning of October, and discounts have been increased. So check that out if you like a good deal before they are gone, because they're not being restocked. Then the season is bright for any paper crafter. Now, this is called the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. Now, this has nothing to do with Christmas. The products here are everyday products, and it just happens to come in a Advent calendar form so that you can have some fun crafting along and opening up a door at one time. But if this thing came to my house, I'd be opening up all those doors. There's no way I'd be waiting. I am not somebody who can say, "Ooh, there's a stamp box over there, but you can't have anything in it." That would not work out very well for me. It's still available, and again, while supplies last. Now, tonight, we're going to be working on a paper pumpkin. However, this is the one that's coming up, and it's going to be really fun because it is perfect gift for gift cards and small treats. So if you have, say, like teachers in your life, neighbors that you like in your life, office coworkers, if you go to certain places like a nail salon, hair salon, spa, if you do anything like that, this would be kind of fun to give them a treat as to say thank you. And that you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in between October 11th through November 10th. So while, let's see, today is the 23rd. So you have time to sign up. And then last but not least, hi Karen, welcome. This is a Paper Pumpkin add-on, and it goes for October, November, and December. So once you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can purchase past kits, you can purchase the refills, and if there are any, a lot of the times the refills actually get sold out like ASAP. But this is something that coordinates with all three of the Paper Pumpkins. So check those out in my online store in the drop-down box for Paper Pumpkin. Okay, so the, let's see what it's called. The Traditions of Christmas Suite. So we used this beautiful shiny ribbon and this traditional wreath folder, and let's see here. Let me just put this in there and then you can see that form. Now this is an embossing folder that to me can be used all season long. So it doesn't scream Christmas, but it can certainly be used perfectly at this time of year. Then we have the traditional sparkling sequins, and I think those are coming back, and the designer series paper's coming back about the 17th. Now, this is what we call a mega suite because the stamp set, there's 2 stamp sets, and there are 2 dies that coordinate with. And in my opinion, you need both. Because this one, just greetings, okay? And then all these tags and labels are perfect. Then the Christmas Greenery Suite. Now, this piece right here and this piece right here, actually basically all of it, gets cut out by the dies. But then also, there is a swag in these pieces right here. The dies cut them out of the designer series paper. So, I mean, it's like beautiful. Then the designer series paper that coordinates with this, like I said, it is out of stock right now, but it's coming back, and it is absolutely stunning. Now, the lady that designed this suite said this designer series paper is the same as this. However, the coloring and the size has changed. Like these flowers are a lot bigger, so they kind of shrunk them down. But I mean, these 2 actually are my favorite, and I love the plaid. So I don't know why they put those 2 on the same page. Because you buy 2 packs. One, you use all the pretty side, which would be the side with the floral, and then you get the others, because like this piece here and which one is it? I think it's this one. This one and this one. The dies cut them out. So once the designer series paper's gone, you can use your stamps to color them in as well. Now, there's also something called keeping traditions. And what that is, it's found in the memory keeping. And this is 2-tone cardstock along with the white willow. And so on these 3 pieces, you could see that there's 2 different colors. And then, so the color that's on the left is the standard Stampin' Up! Color. And then it's a shade lighter on the right. And then I did 3 different techniques. And there's technically more techniques, but just kind of 3 samples of things that you could do. You can use the sandpaper after embossing. You can rip. And then you can also do the faux leather. And these are, like I said, these are the two-tone cardstock. And it's in Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, Old Olive, Pool Party, Secret Sea, and White Willow. And this is available in the memory keeping section, but it can be used for card making as well. So if you're not, just a little side piece, if you're not really sure about the two-tone cardstock, get like the mix packs that you can find in the memory keeping sections. The colors coordinate with each other because Stampin' Up! Said so by putting them in together. And then you can make, if you don't even scrapbook, you don't have to scrapbook with them just because they're in the scrapbooking section. Just like the card making section. If there's a stamp that's in a card making section, doesn't mean you can't use it for scrapbooking. They flip, they coordinate very well together. All right, so then let's show you the first project that we did was Project A, and they gave you very good directions. Now, this is just a basic white cardstock, okay? It's pretty tame for me, but they had us take the boughs or the holly and cut a stencil out. And I've shown you that. And then used the blending brushes. And then we used Pool Party Stampin' Blends to splatter and the Wink of Stella. And then this is the two-tone cardstock. This is a label that's used out of the traditional label dies, but there's only half of it there. So, I mean, that's a really cool way to make a card. So that was card 1. Card 2, now I had to change this up a little bit because I did not have Secret Sea cardstock because I've actually gone through all of it. So I used two-tone cardstock, and because it's a lot lighter, and in my opinion, I would not use two-tone cardstock as a card base. I wanted to line it with a piece of cardstock. And so then that way it's more, I didn't do anything with the middle yet, but it's more substantial. It gives you more weight. And we stamped on the background. And then we stamped this piece here and then die cut it. Now, I don't know if you could see that, but the Wink of Stella, these are flowers that are white. And then we used the, the blender pen, and we gone into the ink pad and got color and then colored that. And then I went above and beyond and used my light Pool Party and kind of hit the green, so it's a little bit different than the color of the blender pen, using the wet ink to kind of smear the coloring. And then this is a label in the back here, and so we had to slide the designer series paper through, which I thought was a cool idea. And that's what I thought it was for when I saw this. And I'm like, well, I wonder if you could thread ribbon through that. And we thread paper through it. So I'm like going, duh, you can do paper. And then we used the sequins. And then I actually took the Wink of Stella and hit the chunky parts of my greeting. And that is card number 2. And card number 3 is a fun fold card. And this was, to me, I would redo this again because this is designer series paper. And I want a little bit more weight for this card. I'd like to cut it down a little bit and then again have that backing of cardstock. And like I said, this is a fun fold. So it kind of, all right, maybe I tucked it in too far. So it opens up like this, and it opens up like this. Now, this was made to hold a picture. And I thought that was really cool, but I don't send pictures because it's just me and my husband, and I have cats, and nobody wants pictures of my cats sent to them at Christmas time. So I don't even do that, so one lady did the portrait, with their picture in it, and then the other one, she did kind of this card, and I kind of went a little bit above and beyond, and I added this piece in here because I needed to hide. I think I had a little bit of green on my finger. And so if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't know, but I wanted to hide that. And so the idea of this is one bow in those flowers, the designer series paper, and we cut it in half. So we did this actually twice. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then one other piece is floating around somewhere. And this is the wreath that is embossed on that foil. I mean, like, how pretty is that? Now, if you wanted to put something over here that said, love, Mike, and joy, go ahead. But what you can do, so this is made to go inside like that. And then it's kind of like this part is open so that it holds that together. And then if you put like a tag on the back side, it looks like, hand stamped by Joy. So then, let's see, they said that this is kind of like the perfect thing right here. So you could put like to, from, hand stamped by, made with love by, and then that way, you're the artist, you're signing your work. So that is number 3. And then the last one is the home decor piece. And this turned out really cool. But let's just say there was a lot of die cutting prep to go with this. You needed, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You needed 5. See these gold sprigs? You needed 5 of those in old olive. Then you needed 7 of these chunky leaves. And then you needed 10 of the holly. And this leaf right here, you didn't have to, but I did, put it through the traditional wreath 3D embossing folder to give it some depth. And then you could take the sanding paper and have that little white chunk taken off. And so I did that as well. Then the holly, I took the blending brush and dipped it in. Now this is old olive, and this is the old olive light, because the dark is on the back side. And so what I did is I took the old olive and I just kind of hit it around the edge. And then, let's see. You really can't see the pine needles like this in old olive underneath. I guess I wish I would have, maybe I could cut more sprigs so that it would stick out a little bit more, because you could see that piece right there. And a couple of those pieces right there. And a couple right down there. I like to mention, I used to be a floral designer, and so when you look at this, it is not flat. And this piece right here was supposed to be in Secret C, and like I said, I ran out of Secret C cardstock, so that's on my order to get. Then I don't think you could see too much, but we have those strips, those adhesive strips. So I put an adhesive strip all the way around, cut it off, and then did that. This backing is the thicker cardboard when you get like when you get the specialty paper, you get that cardboard. And that is what this is, okay? And then, so the one side, this is Designer Series paper, and then this back here is the two-tone that comes in that memory keeping. So then this here is actual cardstock. So I knew it would coordinate because I was going to use the berries. The berries are the ones that it's Designer Series paper, and they're the ones with the polka dots on it. So, I mean, it's a great use of the kit. And then the foil is on there, and we cut some of those pieces off because they're actually, I cut about right here. And then on this one, I did cut off the stems off of that. And so, I mean, what do you think? I mean, isn't that cool? And, I mean, this would make a great gift to give somebody. And this bow, or yeah, this ribbon actually holds it together so that I can hang this on a door if I wanted to. This is actually something perfect that if you happen to have a screen door and, you know, like your normal door and then you have a screen door, this would be perfect to fit right in between because there's really not a lot of space there and it wouldn't get squished. And then I used a lot of mini dimensionals to kind of give things, okay, squish down in there. There we go. To give it height. And so then that way when we pack this, it might get, I used the bone folder to take my piece and I kind of gave it some dimension. And when I did the sandpaper on the leaves, I kind of ripped some of them, but you would not notice that by looking this. And look at, all I used was mini glue dots, and you're supposed to use the liquid glue, but that's another thing that's on my list of things to get. So there you go. What do you think? I mean, would you be happy if you took this class? I mean, it was $30. And to get all these instructions, and they had everything just written out so well. And I mean, there's 9 sheets, and this is half of it. And there was I don't even know where the cutting diagrams went. Oh, there they are. Because I had a Wink of Stella on them. So they showed you cutting diagrams. Like this is the front side, this is the back side, and this is cardstock. And like this is a 12 by 12 and this is a 12 by 12. So I mean, I thought it was a very great class. And like I said, it wasn't necessarily made for somebody who's just starting out. I would definitely take the next class. I don't know what it's going to be about, and I don't know what they're going to be featuring. I don't know the date. And so I'm sure we'll find out soon. Okay, so enough of that. I got my paper pumpkin yesterday, and here it is. And a paper pumpkin is a subscription plan, and I'm just going to take a drink. Okay. I'm going to take more. I took more of a drink. Sorry, I needed to turn my fan on and turn off some lights because I was getting warm. Okay, so a paper pumpkin subscription comes to you once a month. They kind of give hints about what's inside, but it's generally cards, but also sometimes there are fun home decor, treat bags, things to put together. Now, the only thing I did was peek to see what kind of spot we were going to get, because I own all the Stampin' Up ink pads, and it's going to be pecan pie. So there's no real reason for me to open up this little guy when I have the big one. And then this is the stamp set, and it has my name. It says Joy. Deck the halls, to the world, and Merry Christmas with some snowflakes. Like, how perfect. And it always comes with tissue. Generally, the box is kind of an orangish color, and then that way you know your pumpkin has arrived. I mean, it's paper pumpkin, it has to be kind of orange, right? But throughout the year, Stampin' Up! Does, and it comes with like pool party tissue paper. But Stampin' Up! Does, every once in a while, have a decorative box. And let's see what is inside. Now, I don't generally use the adhesive that is in the paper pumpkin, just because I already own adhesive. So there's no sense on me opening up another pack. But what we'll do is we'll take a look and see what everything is, and I'll pick winners from this video. Okay, so it comes with tear and tape. I love tear and tape. Now in here, it looks like there is, come on, dimensionals. Now I already own dimensionals, so, oh, I'm putting that back in there because I'm not going to start you. I do not start a new pack of dimensionals until I'm done with the one that I already have. It looks like we have some really pretty red sequins. So then these are mini glue dots. I already have mini glue dots, so we will not be using those either. Stampin' Up! Provides the envelopes, and they're generally decorated. Now sometimes the flaps on the outside, sometimes the envelopes are colored all the way through, sometimes the inside is done. So it looks like, and sometimes they're done separately, different, like 3 different colors. So it looks like they're all the same, so we don't have to really choose. Ooh, look at that. That is a very beautiful red, and it looks kind of like a starburst. So I am just gonna use my bone folder, and I'm just gonna burnish that, because that's gonna be 1. We're gonna do 1 card of each, unless we get through all of them, and then I decide I'm gonna do all the cards. Generally, I like to do it in what we call assembly line. And so what that means is you take all your cardstock, and then you do, you know, all the red ones, and then you do all the green ones, and then you do all the stamping, and here are the dies. Okay. Oh wow, look at that. Looks like we're gonna stamp on this. This is felt. I just want to sit there and pet that. And there's several of them. Okay, wow. And there's 3 of those. I don't know what that is. And there are 3. Now this kind of looks like linen background. And okay, so we got 3 different. Now this is die cut. It looks like the corners are edged. And 3 of those. Ooh. These are ornaments, and they're die cut, and they're already coming out, so Stampin' Up! Does a very good job at die cutting these. And this is the ornament, and this right here is felt. Alright, so let's just take all those ornaments and put them there. You could take this and use, kind of cut that out and use this as a stencil. I'm not gonna, but you could if you wanna. All right, then this here is linen. Looks like a linen thread. linen background. So we're just going to burnish that and put that off to the side. Okay. Ooh, more felt. Wow, that is just beautiful. And all the parts are coming out. So, you know what? We're just going to take all these little bits and pieces and stick like by like, because there's no way. I mean, they're all falling apart and I don't want them to get damaged. So these look like ornament holders. Is that what you call the toppers of the ornaments, right? Ornament holders? Caps, lids, I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Losing all these parts. Where did that come from? This is a different one. Okay, there we go. So these look like they're the same, so that's good. Ooh, look at that. Joy, 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 joy. Now, that's cute. What does it look like? Okay, so this is the string that holds, and this is the lid of the ornament. So that's what that is. And then, okay, so then we'll put the red ornaments over here with the stars. Those over there. And so then this is what the stamp set looks like. Joy to the world, deck the halls, Merry Christmas. So that's cool. So I'm going to take the flimsy liner off so that way we can grab the stamps. And I'm going to hide that flimsy liner. Okay, so this is everything that comes with the kit. Then in the beginning when I said this coordinates with the October, November, and December kit. So obviously the joy would coordinate with this. So then the colors are basic beige, cherry cobbler, garden green, pecan pie, and real red. This container contains 9 cards and 9 envelopes. All right, so then here's the cards. Oh, that makes a Christmas tree. Cool. Okay, so joy to the world, Merry Christmas, and deck the halls. Then what we're going to do is on this page, the one that says 1, 2, and 3, we're going to take all the parts that coordinate with that. So it looks like we need 1 each of these for the tree. So it looks like this. And it's felt, so you could, you know, pet your fuzzy Christmas tree. All right. Then, let's see here. We need this piece that coordinates with that. Alrighty. So then we're going to take all these and put them on here so then we don't lose them. Okay. Then we need this piece that goes with that. So apparently we're going to stamp on it. So we got that, that, that. It looks like we need 3 sequins and a star. One of those red stars. one of these. Okay, so I think we got everything. Then we need Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas looks like it might fit on that one really nice. Okay, so we're going to peel that one off. What I like to do for me is, because this is freshly used and it's very sticky, I like to lay that down on my silicone craft mat and then pick it up with my block, because then that way it is not going to stick to my glass mat and have a really hard time lifting up, and then it gets distorted. All right, so this one, number 2, happens to be that one, and it looks like it's going to go landscape, and it needs one of these, and then it needs the word joy, which is die cut and laser cut. Very easy to do. And then get rid of that. Okay, and then it needs the wispies. Okay, so do these all go the same way? Okay, so this one has a bump in it. And this one kind of has, okay, so basically you need one of each. See how this is elongated and this one has a bump? All right, so you're going to need one of each for those. And then you are going to need J-O-Y out of these. J, oops, O, and Y. Okay. And then we need sequins for that one, and then to the world. Okay, so then that is going to be, I'm wondering if that'll fit. Yes, it will. Okay, so I'm going to grab that again, that silicone craft sheet, words facing down, and then I'm just going to use my block to pick that up. And I think we have everything for card number 2. And then number 3. Number 3 is that. And it has, ooh, I was wrong. Wait. No, that's right. Okay, so then, okay. There we go. I had something covered up, so I couldn't tell what I was, there we go. That one goes there. Then we need one of the green and the outline, and then we need the ornament holder, that piece, and then the die that goes in here, gets the greeting, and then deck the halls. And then we also need to figure out how we're going to decorate the inside of the card, because I always like to decorate the inside of the card. Let's do a bigger block. That'll work. Okay. So then we can get rid of all these blocks. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to do snowflakes. Okay, so this one, we could do a little snowflake, and this one, there's 3 snowflakes, and that can go on there. Now, let's see. We don't need, should we put joy on the inside of the cards? Nah. made by, and then stamp that on the back side, right? Just coding. All right. I will be drawing 3 winners. So if your name is picked for card number 1, sorry, your name's getting taken out for card number 2 and card number 3. Just to let you know, I'm having different winners. Okay, so now it says the colors that coordinate with this, because we're going to make snowflakes on the inside. Let's see. We could go basic beige would be very pretty. And what do you think? Cherry cobbler or real red? What do you guys think? Snowflakes for the inside. I think cherry cobbler would be very regal with basic beige. You think that sounds good? Okay, I think so. Let's do that. There's a kind of a lag. All right, so we'll do that for the inside of the card. All right, I think we got it. Okay, so now we can get rid of all this extra stuff because, you know, when ink pads are open, I do not wish to drop anything. And just want to be able to find everything if I'm looking for something too. Okay, we got it. All right then. Okay, so where do we start? We start with number 1. And we're going to get rid of number 3. We'll put that over to the side here. And number 2. And so far, when you get a paper pumpkin, you do want to have a bone folder to give that nice burnish. Sometimes you need scissors. This time you do not. Okay, so this is card number 1, and it tells you what to do in order. So it says to stamp the Merry Christmas and put it on the outline right here. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, okay, and my silicone craft mat. Because this is white, I would actually see better with the outline, okay? So I am going to open up. It has a deeper tone. Thank you, Dawn. Welcome. Congratulations on your new recruit. All right, so here is cherry cobbler and pecan pie. What a weird color. Now trying to do this through a camera. Okay, and just let that ink soak in for just a few seconds because this is the first time it's ever been used. All right, so Merry Christmas. Then it says to take the, I'm going to close this up for now, okay? I'm just going to put that over there so all my ink pads are in the same spot. Then it says to take the tear end tape and put that on. And I'm like, no, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal because I have it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Then, now it wants you to take this, and you probably can't see the instructions, but there is supposed to be a dimensional right there. And I have, like I said, dimensionals. I make it a rule to not start a new pack of dimensionals when I already have one started. So that is just my rule. You do not need to adopt that rule, but if you want to, go ahead. Just say Joy said so. And then put my lid back on my People Poker for now. Then we're supposed to put a little bit of adhesive. There's a line right there, so that's where that goes. And let's see. It looks like the tree, we're just going to move that over right there so I don't lose it. Now we're going to do the tree parts and the star. Now, let's see. It says dimensional on the star, but I'm wondering if that's too big. Yep, too big. Too big for my happiness, which means a lot. So we're going to use a mini, and I'm getting to the point where I'm using a lot of my edges, but there's still one right there. So, I mean, that works perfectly. So I don't know why they wanted a large one in there. Okay, so when it says to put dimensionals somewhere, I've learned my lesson. Do it. Because if you put them wherever you want, it's going to turn out to be a place where, what did you do, doorknob? You shouldn't be putting dimensionals there. And that would be me. So I am the person that you need to listen to that says follow the instructions where the pictures go. Because you might regret putting your dimensionals in certain spots because you weren't paying attention. Ask me how I know, because I've done it. All right. I'm sorry, but this reminds me of tatas. Yes, I said it. Sorry. All right. So then instead of doing dimensionals or mini glue dots right there, I'm just going to use adhesive. It's just the way I roll. Stampin' Seal. All right. So then it says to line up your tree bottoms, and so we're going to do one at a time, and we're not going to take all the backings off right now, okay? Just because if something falls, then we're going to take the dimensionals off of this, and then we're going to start. But first of all, let's put this on the front, and we're going to go equidistant from the top and the bottom and side to side. I think that looks good. All right, so then now we're going to start with the bottom tree, and then we're going to stab and grab those backings. 1, 2, and 3. And then looks about right. Okay. And then we're going to stab and grab those backings. See, what other hobby do you get to stab stuff? I mean, and not get sent to jail. I mean, how fun. All right. Then, oh Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. Joy, stop singing. That's all I know of that song. All right, ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, and then we're going to take the top of the tree, and we're going to stick that right there. And just want to sit here and pet the tree, because it's flocked. It's a flocked tree. All right, so Merry Christmas. And the star. Where do you think the star went? Doo-doo-doo. Under. Really? Oh, it's right here. It's like, I lose things on my own table, and it happens all the time because too much stuff on my table. All right, and the tree gets a star. I hate to say this, but that needs to be gold. That needs to be a gold tree. All right, and Merry Christmas. Okay, we're going to take that dimensional off. Oops, wrong spot. And, okay, so there's adhesive here and a dimensional here. The reason why is because the dimensional is off to the side, and the tree is already on dimensionals. So this is level 1, this is level 1. So then that way you're not stacking up. All right, and then now we get to play with the sequins. And I don't know what that was. It was a fuzzy. So I'm going to take one large one. And I don't care. I'm going to put it right there because I don't like it where they wanted me to stick it. And then I'm going to put one right there because I like my spot better. And then we're going to put one right there. Okay, so that is actually done. But it's not, because I said so. We're going to put the lid back on, and we're going to grab the Wink of Stella, and we're going to do the chunky parts of Merry Christmas, because I'm sorry, but there's no sparkle on this card. How could you not? It's a Christmas card. How could you not have sparkle? It needs to sparkle. Now, if you send me a Christmas card and it doesn't sparkle, I'll still think it's pretty. Okay, just to let you know. I don't want to intimidate people to think, oh my gosh, Joy is not going to get Wink of Stella on her card and she's not going to like it. No, 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 no. Don't ever think that. All right, so let's do the inside of the card. And we're just going to move the thing away. All right, let's go with the basic beige and the cherry cobbler. And what is that? Card stuff. Okay. Let's do snowflakes. Here we go. I think aw. Very regal. Woo-wee. Look at that. Pretty. And then Wink of Stella, of course. And then because there's a little bit of red on there, we're going to brush that off until it runs clear, just because I roll like that. Okay, so we're going to close those lids. So what do you think of card number 1? I don't think you can see the Merry Christmas sparkle, but you know, it needs sparkle. Okay, so that's card number 1. And let's see here. This is the envelope that coordinates with it. So, I mean, it's kind of cute. Just want to sit there and pet the Christmas tree. I know, I'm a very touchy-feely kind of person. All right, card number 2. All right, let's bring, oh, first of all, we're going to clean, though, because these are new stamps. And squeak, squeak. Now, the basic beige did not turn the color, but, I mean, that one did already. That one just too much water on there. All right, and then we're going to clean off the Merry Christmas. And Joy, move over. Not me, the stamp, Joy. Oh, and then deck. Okay, never mind. We didn't use those yet. All right, so then this one is card number 2. Okay, so then it says to take Joy, this piece right here, and stamp to the world. Sherry, welcome. How you doing? You're going to need to watch the beginning because I showed Navon. Hey there, sweet lady. You guys are going to need to watch the beginning because I had show and tell. The, what's it called? The Traditions of Christmas stamping event from Stampin' Up! Happened today, and I showed all the projects that we made. So you'll have to go back and watch. Now this is card number 2, you guys. All right, so this is the paper pumpkin kit. And we're just going to stamp. Oh, I'm going to get my silicone craft mat because I could see better right there to line up the words. See how much better that showed up? Navon, are you going to go to the event? To the in-person event? Or are you going to do the virtual event? Or are you going to do both? Because you can certainly do both. All right, so then we did that, and it looks like we need to flip over this and put adhesive on it. So we will do that. Sherry, are you going to come to the in-person event? I also I did 2 flybys. One for the in-person event and one for the virtual event. Using the same stamp set, but totally 2 different cards. So if you want to check that out, you'll have to watch the beginning. All right, so then we need to flip this over. Yay, Sherry! Cool. You get to come and craft with us. All right, so then we're going to put dimensionals on. Okay, so we're going to grab my People Poker, and it wants a dimensional there, dimensional in the center, 1 on each side, one down under the O. Now, I do not know why it needs adhesive. All right, but we're just going to use Stampin' Seal. We're not putting mini glue dots down. Okay, so we did that, or we did the Joy. We're not taking the backings off yet until we actually do something with it. All right, so Joy needs to have adhesive on it. Oh, do not have fingernails. Love my take your pick tool. There we go. Okay, so then now we're going to put adhesive on there, on there, on there, right there, and right there. Get rid of those spider webs. Move it over. And it's stuck to me. Joy, how do you do that? You stay with me. All right. Then we have these 2 things. Okay, so this is the one with the bump in it, and this is the one that's kind of more elongated. So it says to put the dimensionals, 1 on each side. Okay. And we've got all that. So then now it looks like we are going to take the let's take the letters and put them on here first. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, no, no. You do not get to go. Stop it! They're all cohabitating. Okay, there goes the J. And then here goes the O. Okay, I really like this paper pumpkin kit. This one's really cute. All right, no, 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 stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, go in there. There we go. And there goes the Y. I mean, like, how adorable is that? And then we are going to attach, let's see, this one. Okay, so the bump is the one that goes by Joy. So the bumpy one goes right here. And then this one goes right there. Well, that is very pretty. I like that. All right. I don't know if you heard that, but there's somebody outside with a motorcycle. It was kind of cold. All right, so then now, oh, this one doesn't bode very well. Let's see, let's move. Oh, well, I don't care. That one will work just fine. All right, now we got to stab all these backings off now. Gosh darn it. That's a lot of dimensionals Stampin' Up. Okay, stab, oops, stab, and grab, not just stab. Come on, let's go. Stab, stab, stab. Ready, there we go. Now they should be all empty. Oop, that one's not. All right, there we go. I think we're good. Woohoo! Whoa, 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 whoa. Wrong thing. Oh my goodness. Luckily I didn't stick that on there very well. I just lightly set it down. Let's see. I want my dimensional to work. So we'll have to move this one. There we go. There. Now this is going to go on this piece. So we're going to put that back upside down. We're going to put this on the front of the card. I really like this pecan pie on top of the basic beige. So cute. And then, I mean, like, how wonderful is that? Okay. So I think we're good. And we are going to put one right there. And then I'm going to do another big one just because. I don't wanna. Right there. Put that right there. Now I'll put the little one not right there. I sure hope I am not the only person that talks to card stuff. There we go. Stay. Oh, you little bastard, you moved. Oops, I know why. Because the little glue thingy came off. And where did it go? I flicked it somewhere. Well, that wasn't very nice. Okay. You know how we do that? First of all, we get that up, and then we use a little glue. Oh, don't make me do this. Ugh. I need to get some new glue. It's on my list of things to get. And, oh, there's a little spot. Just a tiny little drop. There we go. And now we can put that in its spot. And guess what? That's upside down. Okay, are we going to start having one of those days, you know, where, let's see if we could do that. Yes, we can. And we're not using that one, I guess, huh? Nope. Grr. There. There we go. There's a little one. Beautiful. Then now we need to use Winkostella because, you know, it says joy. And joy sparkles. Alrighty. I mean, this is a very cute kit. And then let's do, I'm thinking, oops, let's hold up. All right, so we're going to do, let's get rid of the matte. We're just going to stamp basic. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I was lucky. That didn't hit nothing. Jeez. There we go. Then we are going to put the other snowflake in Cherry Cobbler. And we'll just do a couple of those. 1, 2, and 3. All right. It may not look like it, but I did twist that a little bit so that it wasn't always facing the same. All right. I'm going to take a drink here. So that happens to be card number 2, and I shall be putting Winkostella on that. All right, let's get that. Because, you know, whoever wins this card, you know, it's going to be pretty on the outside, but hopefully they'll have a stamp that will finish the inside, but at least it'll be kind of pretty. Okay, so that happens to be card number 2 out of the paper pumpkin. All right, we're going to clean up for just a second. And then we will do our third and final card for this kit. And put my lid back on my people poker. Okay. Card number 3 is right here. Okay. So we need these things. Okay, so we're supposed to put Deck the Halls in pecan pie. And again, I'm going to grab that silicone craft sheet just because I can see the parameter a lot better. But having that extra cushion gives me a great inked image by having that craft sheet there and the Stampin' Pearson mat. Okay, so that looks like it's the only thing that we're stamping currently. And now we just get to assemble. So we're going to move this out of the way until we do the snowflakes for the inside. Okay. So this piece right here, we're going to put on 1, 2, and 3. And that looks like it goes on this. Okay. Now, I'm looking at the card and I just want to see, because it's directional, which way it's going. So if you were to look at this, okay, it's going either this way or this way. You know, the points, they want the points going down. But they didn't score this very well. So I'm going to see if I can move that, grab my bone folder, and reburnish. And make that better. Yep, that turned out a little bit better. There we go. Looks nice. We'll do both sides. Okay, so then now we can attach this piece right on top. Okay. Then it wants you to put adhesive on that piece right there, just a line across the way. And then I'm assuming this is the correct way, and they want you to have a dimensional there and a little bit of adhesive there. Then on the big snowflake or big bulb, this piece right here is facing down, so then that's the way I will place it on here. And it looks like we're doing 5 dimensionals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oops, backwards. Okay. And then the ornament hanger gets 2 dimensionals. One right here and one I'm not going to put that big one there. I'm going to use a mini. Okay, because I don't want to take a chance of it being seen. Okay. So we're going to take, I'm going to take my backings off because I'm going to flip it over and it's going to be on the silicone craft mat, so it's not going to stick because these dimensionals do not stick to that. I'm going to take this piece, and this is not directional, so we will put that around the outside edge. Okay, and then we're going to stick. We're going to take these backings off, and we're going to stick that right on top of here. Oh, I mean, like, how sweet is that? That's just so darn cute. Okay, then we're going to take this backing and put that in the trash. I don't know where that came from. Come on, get off my fingernail. Okay, so then we're going to take this. Now it looks like it is a little bit over to the side, the right side, and that this line goes right up to the top. Okay. And then to deck the halls, we will take that off and put that right here. I do not like how much that covers up that pretty ornament, but that's what we do. That's what we do. All right, there we go. And again, I am going to use a little bit of Wink of Stella on the chunky parts and on the berries and the bow. And then how about the holly piece? The liner of the veins. And then, now, it wants you to put a dot there and 2 dots here. I don't like that. All right, so we're going to change that up. I mean, if that's what, you know, me going rogue is, that's what me is going rogue. We're going to put one there. And then we're going to put one right there. And then we're going to put one. It moved with me, but it didn't want to come with me. There we go. See, I like that better. Okay. So, let's stamp the inside. Thank you. Rita's coming. Yay! And Kim, cool. Cool. That's awesome. Can't wait to see you guys. Alrighty. Let's see here. How shall we do the snowflakes? How about a line on the side? I think that would be good. Don't you think? Okay. We'll get rid of the silicone mat craft sheet because we're done with that. And we'll grab the Stampin' Pearson mat again because we're going to actually stamp off a little bit. And all right. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then close that back up. And then we will do the big snowflake. All right, let's get a little bit of a wink of Stella on that one. These just might be my Christmas cards this year, except for the ones that the winners are chosen from. I think that would be very nice, and then I don't have to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, let's clear my mess for a moment, and we can do the, what do you say, recap. All right. Pecan pie. Okay. So we have card number 1. Where'd the other envelopes go? There they go. Card number 2. And card number 3. So, which one is your favorite? 1, 2, or 3? I have to say 2 for me. Just because it has my name on it. I mean, how would you, not pick it? So, do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name. You have to do that on this. Ooh, done. You like number 1. Okay. So you have to do the heart and the thumbs up. Number 3. Okay. So far we got 1 for each on this video. And that gets your name entered into the drawing. Now, if you do hearts and likes on my pictures on my Facebook, I love that. I appreciate it. However, that does not get you entered into the drawing. Now, leave a comment. That gets you entered into the drawing. Now, if you share this on your timeline, that gets you entered 2 times to be entered to win a card for one of these. Now, if you win card number 1, I take your name out because I would like to have 3 separate winners. Now, there might be a paper crafter that's on your timeline that maybe hasn't touched their stuff in a long time. And maybe there is a person on your timeline that doesn't know anything about paper crafting. And seeing this video, Paper Pumpkin, might be a great way to introduce somebody to a new hobby because they need it. I mean, for me, it is a stress release, and it's, therapeutic because I'm being, in the least possible form I could say this, artistic, and I make somebody's day by sending out a card. And that just, makes me happy. So I want to say, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Thursday evening. Now, like I said, you want to go back and check out the beginning because you get to see the 3 cards and the home decor piece that we made at the Traditions of Christmas craft event. And Stampin' Up, that's the first one that they've done. And so technically they had a craft event early this year. I think it was for scrapbooking. And it went so well that Stampin' Up decided to do it with cards as well and home decor. So bringing all different aspects into one class. So thank you guys. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday after 5 o'clock. Have a great rest of your night and have a great weekend as well.